Hello, beautiful sister, and welcome back to the Fabienne Show. I want to speak to a tender place in your heart today. There is a part of you that knows that you are meant for more. There's probably a voice that is whispering, I could be doing bigger things if only I believed it was possible for someone like me. But then, maybe almost as quickly, the doubts creep in. And you start to wonder, who am I to want this much? And why does success seem to come so easily to others, but it feels like it's such an uphill climb for me? And why do I feel like I have to constantly prove myself to deserve more? Well, today I want to offer you something powerful, my belief in you. When your own belief is shaky, I'm inviting you to borrow mine. Let me hold the bigger vision for your life and your business until you're ready to claim it fully for yourself. This is what I do with the women who choose to walk with me in growing their business, because I see you and I know what's possible for you. I've been at multiple 7 figures for 17 years. I want to show you that it's possible for you. And if you don't yet believe it for yourself, then you can borrow my belief in you. And I don't want you to forget this. I was talking to a woman recently, and while she's already at 6 figures, and if you're at 6 figures already, you're in the top 5% of entrepreneurs in the world. I'm not sure if you know that. But she really didn't fully believe that she could get past making $125,000 a year. She was saying she wanted to, but at the end of our conversation, it's like she doubted that she could do it. It's almost like I had to convince her that it's capable for her too. And it just got me thinking, right? Thinking about you. I talked to her about the predictable process that exists. I invited her to go to the boldheart.com website and just binge the success stories of transformation of woman after woman that we've accompanied and guided to 7 figures with their life back. I invited her to search my name on YouTube and binge all of the inspiration panel videos of women basically sharing their stories of reaching $500,000 in a year or two, 7 figures with multiple weeks of vacation. But it's almost like she talked herself out of doing that too, talked herself out of believing that it was possible for her. I could feel that it felt for her too much of a stretch to see herself in that position. And I have to say it was kind of sad for me because I know in my heart that she's got what it takes. And I know in my heart that you have what it takes. But she just didn't believe in herself enough. And so she's staying where she is. She's frozen. And I hate to say this, but she's probably not going to get further ahead. She's going to stay stuck at that $125,000 a year, overworking, overfunctioning. And that's because she doesn't believe in herself enough. Maybe she's not using those words, but it's just this invisible ceiling. Now, if this is true for you, and I know it has been true for me in the past, I actually had to grieve an old identity, an old set of beliefs about myself before I could move to 7 figures. That's actually, I grieved that, and I did that in a work the year that I got to 7 figures in 2008. But I want to talk about where this doubt comes from. And if you're like so many of the women I work with, you didn't necessarily grow up with wealth. I didn't either. You didn't have a silver spoon or a trust fund. You didn't surround yourself with people making lots and lots of money, or maybe your parents didn't surround themselves with that, but you grew up watching your parents work hard, right? And still not always have enough. This is the case with so many of the women who choose to jump into Bold Heart. Maybe your parents struggled to make ends meet. Maybe they gave up on their dreams along the way. And even though they did their best, what you absorbed was this unspoken belief: maybe big dreams just aren't for people like us. And maybe you didn't hear that directly, but you felt it in the way that money was talked about, or actually never talked about. Maybe in the way that stress filled the room during tax season or grocery runs, and maybe you picked up something when your parents didn't reach their goals. A part of your young mind wondered whether you ever could. If they didn't, maybe it's just not for people like you. And maybe you saw it on TV. I talk about this in my multi-day mindset transformation events. If you're anything like me, and I watched a lot of TV because that's actually how I learned English, by watching like 8 or 9 hours of TV each day. Don't judge me. But maybe like me, you watched a lot of television and you never really saw any woman at 7 figures. No groups of women on television making in their own business $500,000 a year. Or if you saw rich people, they were nasty and cruel. I could list a whole bunch of the TV shows I watched when I was a kid. You and I just didn't have those examples as a kid. A successful woman in business with a great marriage, children she gets to spend time with. And that's when our subconscious mind gets formed, along with our beliefs about ourselves and our ability, right? Especially before the age of 7. So I believe this creates an invisible ceiling. And fast forward to today, you've built your business, right? You've created some success. People look at you and they think, she's made it. But inside, there's still a ceiling. Maybe it's this belief that says, sure, I can make 6 figures. I can maybe even make multiple 6 figures, but 7 figures, $1 million a year or more? No, that's for somebody else. And why wouldn't you think that, right? Women like us did not have models for what it looks like to run $1 million a year company and have a delicious life. We did not grow up watching women lead companies and still be present with their kids. I mean, I think about how I was raised. I didn't know any self-employed women, like none. We just didn't see that. We didn't have examples of that. We could see it, the guys, right? My father had friends who were self-employed and they were successful, but no women. So we didn't see that kind of money being self-employed for females. We didn't see ease. We didn't see leverage. We didn't see wealth and peace modeled at home. And so your nervous system doesn't recognize it as normal or safe. It feels foreign. And stretching into this new version of yourself can feel scary. It can feel risky. It can feel unrealistic. It can feel like, oh my gosh, if I attempt it and I fall flat on my face, what will that say about me? That will be so embarrassing and humiliating. But here is what I know for sure, that your next level is not unrealistic. It's just unfamiliar. I'm just going to say that one more time so you can hear it. Your next big level is not unrealistic or out of reach. It's just not familiar to you yet. And we need to make it familiar. And that's why I'm here. So you may not yet believe in that big vision, that bigger future that you sometimes think about. And I just want to say, borrow my belief in you and the fact that you can do it. I mean it. I want you to borrow my belief in you just for today. Let my voice be the one that drowns out the doubts. Let me whisper what your highest self already knows. Take a deep breath in and hear me say this to you. You were born for greatness. You are worthy of wealth. You can impact many, many more people than you're impacting now. You do not have to hustle to prove yourself anymore. You're not too much. You're not too late. You're not too behind. You're not too small. You're not too incapable. And your past doesn't define your future. You have everything that it takes to scale with joy and with elegance and with ease. You just need to stretch your identity to match what's already in motion. That's what I had to do. I had to stretch my identity, grieve the old Fabienne, the small Fabienne, and then take the action. We have to do the inner work. And this is part of the work that I do with the people in Bold Heart. Because it's not just about the strategy. It's not just about taking action. There will be resistance. There will be a lack of belief if we don't do the inner work first. And sometimes we need someone else to show us what's possible. We need to see it in someone else before we can believe it's available for us. And that's what great mentors do. Great mentors don't just teach you, they change you. Whew, I need you to hear that again, because this is what happened to me. Great mentors don't just teach you, they change you. You transform in their presence. You transform in their love for you. I had a client say to me, probably about 15 years ago, she said, Fabienne, you loved me to success. She was down and out, and a year later, she was at 6 figures. You loved me to success. And sure, yeah, I'm going to teach you how to hire. I'm going to teach you how to set up systems and change your business model. And we'll teach you how to delegate with confidence. And yes, we'll walk you through the step-by-step roadmap to scale. But the real transformation is in how you begin to see yourself when you are surrounded with dozens of women who have done the work, who are doing it with you, who are at multiple 6 and 7 figures. It changes you. The confirmation bias is there. And you can say, wow, if she can do it, I can do it. When you have people like me who fiercely believe in you, something magical happens. You stop playing small. You stop hiding behind perfectionism, or I'm not ready yet, or that's not for me. You stop settling for being the bottleneck in your business, and you stop waiting for permission, and you start taking up space. The permission train isn't coming. You give yourself permission. And that's what I do. That's why I exist. That's what I've done for 25 years, is believe in you so much that it shifts you. And it starts with me holding that vision for you until you can hold it for yourself. Let me show you what you can do. Let me stretch your belief in yourself. I'm going to be bold and say, give me a chance to show you what you're capable of. Let me walk with you into this next evolution. Because when you start seeing yourself through my eyes, and I have helped thousands of women, I have seen it all. Incredible transformations. You can actually see it on people's faces when they transform. It's fascinating. Literally, their face changes. Because when you start seeing yourself through my eyes, when you start believing what I believe in you, everything changes. Everything changes. You begin to feel at home in your success. You begin to trust your ideas. You begin to trust your power. You begin to expect miracles, because miracles become your new norm. How do you do this? It just starts with one decision: to borrow the belief of someone who's walked the path, who knows it is possible, who's seen it again and again and again and again. Borrow my belief in you. I am here for you if you want me to be. If this is resonating, and if your heart is saying, yes, this is what I've been waiting for, a room full of people who believe in me, who have this culture of a rising tide lifts all boats, who will fiercely champion me and not let me be in doubt when I'm in isolation. As always, I'm here for you. I invite you to reach out. Let's talk. You can find the link in the show notes, right? In the end, I want you to know this. Your next level is already waiting for you. And until you believe it fully for yourself, then borrow my belief in you. Listen to this episode 1 more time, 2 more times. Borrow my belief in you. Let it lift you. Let it carry you. Let it change how you show up. Because I do see you. I see your magnificence. I see your potential. I see your capability. And I know with everything in my heart that you were made for so much more. So I'm sending you off today with all my belief in your greatness. So much love.